Hello, I'm Dr. Daniel Walker. For over 25 years, I've specialized in geriatric health, focusing on helping my patients live not just longer, but stronger and more vibrant lives. Today, I want to talk about something that's fundamental to your independence and quality of life after 60. The strength of your leg bones. Now, what if I told you that the most common piece of advice for bone health, the one you've heard for decades, is not only incomplete, but could potentially be setting you up for a different kind of health problem? For years, the mantra has been, take more calcium. We've been told to drink milk, eat yogurt, and pop calcium carbonate pills as if they were the single magic bullet against fractures and osteoporosis. This advice is so ingrained in our culture that to question it seems almost absurd. Yet, in my practice, I've seen a puzzling and concerning trend. Patients with diligently high calcium intake who still show declining bone density on their DEXA scans. I've seen individuals who, by all traditional metrics, should have bones as strong as oak, yet they suffer debilitating hip and femur fractures from a simple fall. This discrepancy isn't just a coincidence, it's a critical clue. It points to a massive misunderstanding in how our bodies actually use calcium. The common belief is that if you put enough calcium into your body, it will automatically find its way to your skeleton. This is a dangerous oversimplification. It's like assuming that buying the highest quality bricks and dropping them off at a construction site will automatically result in a strong, well-built house. It won't. You need a construction crew, a foreman, and a blueprint to tell those bricks where to go. Without that guidance, the bricks just pile up, creating chaos and even causing blockages. In this article, we will dismantle this pervasive myth. We will uncover the story of calcium's essential but often ignored partner, vitamin K, and reveal how this powerful duo, when combined correctly, forms the true foundation for strong, resilient leg bones that can carry you through your golden years with confidence and stability. We'll explore the calcium paradox, introduce the nutrient that acts as a traffic cop for calcium, and finally, lay out a complete, actionable blueprint for your bone health. The Great Deception. Why your calcium supplement might be failing you. For decades, the foundation of mainstream advice for preventing osteoporosis has been built on a single pillar: calcium. You've heard it from doctors, you've seen it on commercials for milk and yogurt, and you've probably got a bottle of calcium supplements in your medicine cabinet right now. The logic seems impeccable. Bones are made of calcium. So to keep them strong, you need to consume more of it. This has led to a nationwide focus on meeting that daily 1-200 milligram recommendation for adults over 50. But here is the problem, a problem I call the calcium paradox. Despite America having one of the highest calcium consumption rates in the world, we also have one of the highest rates of hip fractures and osteoporosis. How can this be? It's because we've been focusing intensely on the what, calcium, while completely ignoring the how the body uses it. Let's return to our construction site analogy. Calcium represents the bricks, the essential building blocks for your bone structure. You diligently arrange for daily deliveries of these bricks, believing you're reinforcing your skeletal framework. However, without a foreman on site to direct the workers, those bricks don't get integrated into the walls. Instead, they begin to pile up in the worst possible places: the walkways, the plumbing, and the electrical conduits. In your body, this is precisely what happens to undirected calcium. When you consume calcium, either through diet or supplements, it is absorbed into your bloodstream. From there, it needs to receive a clear signal telling it to go to the bones and teeth. Without that signal, this free-floating calcium becomes, for lack of a better term, lost. And where does lost calcium tend to end up? It gets deposited in your soft tissues. The most dangerous place for this to happen is in the walls of your arteries. This process is called arterial calcification, and it is a silent, insidious threat. Imagine your flexible, resilient arteries, which are designed to expand and contract with every heartbeat, slowly becoming stiff and brittle, like old lead pipes. This hardening of the arteries, or arteriosclerosis, is a primary driver of cardiovascular disease. It narrows the arteries, reducing blood flow, and increases blood pressure, forcing your heart to work much harder to pump blood throughout your body. These calcified plaques can also become unstable, leading to blockages that can cause a heart attack or stroke. So, the very supplement you are taking with the noble intention of protecting your hips and legs could be inadvertently contributing to the stiffening of the arteries that supply your heart and brain. This is the heart of the calcium paradox. The issue isn't that calcium is bad for you. It is absolutely essential. The issue is that taking calcium in isolation without its necessary cofactors is like letting a river of wet cement flow through your city with no channels to guide it. It's bound to harden in all the wrong places. This is why simply upping your calcium intake hasn't solved the osteoporosis crisis, and why we must look beyond the brick and start paying attention to the foreman who directs it. If this explanation of the calcium paradox has been helpful and is making you rethink your approach to bone health, please let me know by leaving a 1 in the comments. If it was not clear, please leave a 0 so I can aim to improve my explanations in the future. The traffic cop for your bones. Unveiling the power of vitamin K. Now that we understand the problem of undirected calcium, it's time to introduce the solution. We need a biological foreman, a nutrient that acts like a highly intelligent traffic cop, standing at the intersection of your bloodstream and your bones. Its job is to look at every particle of calcium and point it in the right direction, saying, "You, go into the bone matrix," and, just as importantly, "You, stay out of the arteries and soft tissues." That traffic cop is vitamin K. Specifically, we're talking about a form of it called vitamin K2. This might be a new concept for many, as for years, when doctors mentioned vitamin K, they were almost always referring to vitamin K1. Vitamin K1's primary role is in blood clotting. It's found in leafy green vegetables like kale, spinach, and broccoli, and it's crucial for ensuring that when you get a cut, your blood coagulates properly. Vitamin K2, however, has a profoundly different and equally vital job. Its domain is calcium metabolism. It does this by activating 2 key proteins in the body. The first is called osteocalcin. Think of osteocalcin as the calcium glue for your bones. It's a protein that lies dormant within your bone-building cells, osteoblasts. For it to work, it needs to be switched on or activated by vitamin K2. Once activated, osteocalcin undergoes a change in shape that allows it to bind to calcium ions in the bloodstream and literally pull them into your bone matrix. Without enough vitamin K2, your osteocalcin remains largely inactive. The bricks, calcium, are there, but the mortar, activated osteocalcin, isn't sticky enough to hold them in place, leading to weak, porous bones. The second critical protein activated by vitamin K2 is matrix GLA protein, MGP. If osteocalcin is the construction worker building the bone, MGP is the security guard for your arteries. MGP is one of the most powerful inhibitors of soft tissue calcification known to science. It patrols the lining of your blood vessels, and its job is to sweep away any calcium deposits that try to form there. But just like osteocalcin, MGP is useless until it is activated by vitamin K2. When you have sufficient levels of vitamin K2, you have a robust team of activated MGP guards protecting your cardiovascular system from calcification. When K2 is deficient, these guards are asleep on the job, and calcium is free to accumulate in your arterial walls, leading to the stiffness and cardiovascular risks we discussed earlier. Let me share a story about a patient of mine, a 68-year-old woman from Scottsdale, Arizona, named Carol. Carol was the model patient. She walked 2 miles every day, avoided smoking and excessive alcohol, and for the past 15 years had diligently taken 200 milligrams of calcium and 1,000 IU of vitamin D daily. Yet, her bone density scans showed a steady decline into osteopenia, bordering on osteoporosis. Her cardiologist had also noted a worrying increase in her coronary artery calcium score on a recent scan. Carol was frustrated and scared. She was doing everything she'd been told, yet her health seemed to be going in the wrong direction. When we reviewed her diet, the missing piece became clear. Her intake of vitamin K2 was virtually zero. We made a strategic shift. We didn't stop her calcium, but we balanced it. We introduced K2-rich foods and a modest supplement. We'll discuss these specifics in the next section, but the principle is what's key. We gave her body the traffic cop it had been missing. Getting enough vitamin K2 is the solution to the calcium paradox. The best dietary sources are quite different from those of K1. They include fermented foods like natto, a Japanese dish of fermented soybeans, which is the richest source on the planet. Real European-style sauerkraut, not the vinegar-based kind, and certain hard and soft cheeses like Gouda, Brie, and Edam. You can also find it in grass-fed animal products, such as egg yolks, butter, and dark chicken meat. For supplementation, the most effective and well-researched form is menaquinone 7, MK7, a long-lasting form of K2 derived from natto. A daily dose between 90 and 180 micrograms, mcg, is often recommended to ensure you have enough of this vital nutrient to direct calcium effectively. By ensuring an adequate intake of vitamin K2, you are not just taking a bone supplement, you are implementing an intelligent calcium management system for your entire body. If this deep dive into vitamin K2 and its role as the body's calcium traffic cop has been an eye-opener for you, please let me know by leaving a 1 in the comments below. If you feel it was confusing, please type 0 to help me refine my message. The complete blueprint, assembling your bone-building dream team. We've busted the myth of calcium alone, and we've introduced the critical role of vitamin K2 as the director. Now, it's time to put it all together into a complete, actionable blueprint. Because as crucial as the calcium K2 partnership is, they are part of a larger team. True skeletal strength and resilience in your 60s, 70s, and beyond requires a synergistic approach. Building strong bones is not about megadosing a single nutrient. It's about providing a balanced ecosystem where all the key players can work together effectively. Let's assemble your personal bone-building dream team. Player 1. Smart calcium intake, the bricks. Our goal isn't to eliminate calcium, but to be smarter about it. The target remains about 200 milligrams per day for women over 50 and men over 70. But the key is to get as much as possible from your diet first. Your body is better at absorbing and utilizing nutrients from whole foods. Excellent sources include dairy like plain yogurt and kefir, canned sardines and salmon with the bones, leafy greens like collards and kale, and fortified foods. Keep a rough tally of your dietary intake for a few days. If you're consistently falling short, then use a supplement to bridge the gap, but don't rely on it for the full amount. A 500 milligram supplement is often plenty to close the gap for most people. Player 2. Vitamin K2, the foreman. As we've established, this is the non-negotiable partner for your calcium. Action plan. Aim for a daily intake of at least 100 to 200 micrograms mcg of vitamin K2, preferably in the MK7 form for its longer-lasting effects. Incorporate K2-rich foods into your diet. A couple of eggs for breakfast, some Gouda cheese with your lunch, and choosing dark meat chicken can significantly boost your intake. Given that it can be challenging to get the optimal therapeutic amount from diet alone, a high-quality K2 MK7 supplement is a wise investment in your bone and heart health. Player 3. Vitamin D3, the gatekeeper. If K2 is the foreman telling calcium where to go, vitamin D is the gatekeeper that even allows calcium into the body in the first place. You can consume all the calcium in the world, but without sufficient vitamin D, you will only absorb a small fraction of it, about 10–15%, from your intestines into your bloodstream. When vitamin D levels are adequate, that absorption rate skyrockets to 30–40%. It literally opens the door for calcium to enter the construction site. Action plan. Most adults over 60 need 800 to 2,000 international units, IU, of vitamin D3 per day. Sunlight is a natural source, but it's unreliable due to season, location, like the cloudy winters in Seattle, skin tone, and sunscreen use. The only way to know your level for sure is a simple blood test called a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. Ask your doctor for one. Most people benefit from taking a vitamin D3 supplement, often paired with K2 in a single pill for convenience. Player 4, magnesium, the support crew. Magnesium is the unsung hero of bone health. It plays over 300 roles in the body, several of which are critical for your skeleton. First, it helps convert vitamin D into its active form, so without magnesium, your vitamin D gatekeeper can't function properly. Second, it stimulates calcitonin, a hormone that draws calcium out of the blood and into the bones. Third, a significant portion of your body's magnesium is actually stored in your bones, contributing to their physical structure. Action plan. The recommended daily intake is around 320 milliliters for women and 420 milliliters for men. Excellent food sources include almonds, pumpkin seeds, spinach, black beans, and avocados. Unfortunately, modern farming practices have depleted magnesium from the soil, and many Americans are deficient. A supplement of 200–400 milliliters of a well-absorbed form like magnesium glycinate or citrate can be very beneficial. Putting it all together. Carol's success. Let's finish Carol's story from Arizona. We created this exact blueprint for her. She focused on a diet rich in greens, nuts, seeds, and quality dairy. She supplemented with 500 milliliters of calcium, 2,000 IU of vitamin D3, 180 mcg of vitamin K2, MK7, and 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. We also created a simple weight-bearing exercise plan for her, walking with a weighted vest and doing bodyweight squats and lunges at home to stimulate her leg bones to take up these nutrients. After 18 months, her follow-up DEXA scan was remarkable. She had not only stopped her bone loss, but had actually increased her femoral neck bone density by 2.5%. Her cardiologist was thrilled that her coronary calcium score had stabilized. Carol felt a profound sense of control and empowerment. She wasn't just passively taking a pill, she was actively managing her health with a complete intelligent system. This blueprint, Smart Calcium, Vitamin K2, Vitamin D3, and magnesium, all supported by weight-bearing exercise, is the holistic approach that the old just take calcium model was missing. It treats your body like the sophisticated system it is. If this complete blueprint provides a clear and actionable plan that you feel you can implement, please let me know with a 1 in the comments. If you feel it's too complicated or missing information, please share a 0 and any feedback you might have. Your foundation for a vibrant future. As we draw our conversation to a close, let's take a moment to distill everything we've covered into a clear, memorable summary. The journey to stronger, more resilient leg bones is not about a single magic pill, but about intelligent, synergistic action. It's about understanding how your body truly works and giving it the tools it needs to thrive. Here are the 5 key takeaways from our discussion. The calcium myth, relying on high doses of calcium alone for bone health, is an outdated and incomplete strategy. It's like delivering bricks to a job site with no workers. The calcium paradox. Undirected calcium doesn't just fail to build bone. It can be deposited in your arteries, contributing to cardiovascular disease. The very definition of a solution, causing a different problem. Vitamin K2 is the director. Vitamin K2 acts as the body's essential traffic cop, activating proteins that intelligently guide calcium into your bones and actively keep it out of your arteries. Assemble the dream team. Optimal bone health requires a team effort. Smart calcium intake must be supported by its crucial partners: vitamin K2, the foreman; vitamin D3, the gatekeeper; and magnesium, the support crew. Action creates strength. Nutrients provide the building blocks, but weight-bearing exercise provides the stimulus. Activities like walking, dancing, or light strength training send the signal to your bones to actually use those nutrients to become denser and stronger. The ultimate message I want to leave you with is one of profound empowerment. Your health is not something that simply happens to you. It is something you can actively cultivate and direct. The information you've learned today puts you back in the driver's seat. You are no longer just a passive recipient of outdated advice. You are now equipped with the knowledge to make intelligent, informed decisions about your own body, to build a foundation of strength that will support an active, independent, and joyful life for years to come. I want to leave you with one final thought, a valuable life lesson that extends far beyond bone health. Just as calcium requires vitamin K to find its proper home, our greatest strengths and talents in life only reach their full potential when guided by wisdom and purpose. Raw effort alone is often not enough. We need direction. We need to understand the bigger picture to ensure our hard work is building something that lasts and not inadvertently creating problems elsewhere. Take the wisdom you've gained today and apply it, not just to your health, but to all your endeavors. Now, I turn it over to you. I want to build a community here where we can learn from each other. Please take a moment to comment below. What was the single most surprising thing you learned in this article? Are you going to try adding more Gouda cheese or natto to your diet? Your story and your questions are valuable. And if you found this information helpful, please do me one small favor. Share this article with at least one friend or family member, a sibling, a spouse, a neighbor, who you feel would benefit from this knowledge. Together, we can change the conversation around aging and bone health. Thank you for your time and your commitment to your health. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth health insights designed to help you live your best life every single day.